how to ensure that I am not attending classes for ideation. Now there is no how, sir. There is no how for everything. Please understand that you are generally accustomed to ideation. So you look at, so what are you doing? Suppose, I ask you, this is an interesting question. Let me not trivialize it. Let me try to give a careful answer, responsible answer. So, when you come to the class, you be prepared for some certain statements which you have to think about. When you come to the class and you become a Shishya, and then there cannot be Shishya without Guru. These are antipodes, you know. You cannot have north without south. So you are a Shishya means the speaker becomes the Guru. Now the speaker believes he is Guru, suppose, and you become the Shishya. And so the speaker is Guru and the listener is Shishya. There will be no learning now. Zero learning. Okay? Because you have, why so? Because you have already put yourself into a framework, and therefore there is no freedom now. And without freedom you cannot learn. Okay? And also because you have fixed yourself as Shishya, now you have to say yes to everything that the Guru says. Therefore you cannot learn. The yes sayers can never learn anything, because they lose even the faculty of thinking. A few times they do this yes business, they lose the faculty of thinking. They become lazy, because to think you need some inner activity, some agility at the level of the mind, some effort at the level of the mind. Whereas to say yes, you don't need any effort. So like this Dudu Basavanna is there, we say in Telugu. So an old bull which nobody wants, this man captures it and puts one old comforter on its back, kind of a decoration, and then puts some colored thread around its neck, some such a silly decoration which doesn't cost anything. He makes to that bull and he trains the bull, and now he comes. And the name of the bull, in India religion is the mainstream, and therefore he names the bull with a religious name, like Basava or Basavanna. Anna is very respectful in Telugu, Basava is Shiva, and therefore Basavanna. And then he has one silly percussion instrument. On one side he scratches it. On one side it is like a kind of a drum. Both sides it is both two-faced drum. So on one side he will scratch it, on the other side he hits it. So creates some sound which is imitated as doo-doo. Doo-doo. Okay? And then he says doo-doo, doo-doo, Basavanna. It nods its head. That is the Basavanna sitting in the class. Then he asks, hey Basavanna, this will be there, you know, this music, this beating will be there. Did you look at the master of the house? He is standing there. Basavanna nods his head. I tell you that the master of the house is a very charitable person. How do you say? Again like that. Then it says yes. Hey Basavanna, do you mean to say I should walk out without taking anything from the master when he is so kind-hearted? Basavanna says no. Then he tells the master, Master, I am okay the way I am, but we have to follow the Basavanna's instruction. So please go inside and bring a new shirt. And if you don't have a new shirt, once or twice used also will be okay. Ultimately, Basavanna we have to follow. These are the students of Vedanta. They are yes sayers. You say yes for whatever the Guru says. There is no learning. Once you said yes, the whole blessed thing became an idea. There is no learning, no left. This is how you collect the words, and they get organized into sentences which take the shape of ideas, and your head is full of ideas. You know nothing. You see nothing. You see the body as yourself. What kind of seeing it is? There is no seeing in it. There is blindness in it. But you have wonderful ideas about Atma. Therefore, I am telling how ideation happens. And now it is up to you to see that it doesn't happen. You need not do anything about it. Try to see. That is all you have to see. You have to do. Don't ask how. Don't try to rationalize too much. Just do it. Try to see in the present. Don't convert it into an idea to be realized later. You see it now. So you have to do that. That is the way. And that is one thing. As long as one is a Shishya and the other is a Guru, there is no learning. Then there is another. The moment you come into the class, you are judgmental. Because you know. You know, who doesn't know Vedanta? Like if you go to a hospital, there are so many white coats, doctors, and so many nurses in white dresses. Everybody knows about health and illness and all that. Everybody knows. Similarly, you go to a ashram where some teaching is going on, everybody knows Atma. Who doesn't know Atma? Even our Basant knows Atma. Everybody knows Atma. You know much better than many other people. So you come into the class and sit. Let us see what this Swami will teach. I will sit there, you come and sit here and teach. Let us see what this Swami will teach. So he is teaching. Why he says philosophy? Why not he says the knowledge? This is one. Just I gave you an example. And then why he says this word? Why not that word? So like that. And he doesn't seem to be traditional. This is another judgment. So this is what you do. You don't learn. You see, if there is nothing to learn from the speaker, then it's all right. Then you walk out. You find that you are not learning anything worthwhile. The speaker is very elementary. And he says some elementary things and very superficial. Therefore, you need not come to the waste your time. Why should you do that? But at least you should not start with a no. With an attitude of judgment and with the attitude that I know. So this attitude should go. This is the product of ideation. I remember one gentleman told, Swami, I wanted to attend your class. I said, come today evening. I am a very innocent guy. I thought he is sincere about it. So I said, you come in the evening. 6, you come there. He is nearby only. Then he said, what are you teaching now? Okay, Kathopanishad. Swami, I have finished Kathopanishad. Then I said, you try one more time. No, no, I already finished it. 17 years back I finished it. This is called ideation. Now you know what is ideation. So avoid some of these things and try to see. And you be a light unto yourself. Bhagavan Buddha was sick in the ripe old age. He lived into ripe old age. And he became sick. And that is the first time and last time that he became sick. That is the first time he became sick and that is the last time. He lived on the sick bed for 1 week. And then he died. Just before dying, he opened his eyes. There is Ananda, his devotee, and a few others. So one last sermon on the deathbed. He said, "Dear sons, be a light unto yourself." And he died. That is the message to the world. Now don't say we are Vedantins and Buddha is not part of us. That is you did not understand anything of Vedanta. So that is the message. Buddha is not an atheist. Buddha is not Shunyavadi or Vijnanavadi. Buddha is Atmavadi. And therefore his message and his sermons are as sacred and important as Upanishads. So be a light unto yourself and see what is being said. You test it immediately upon yourself and see it. If you do that and then stop doing a few things which I have described, then the ideation process comes to an end. And then Vedanta Shravanam becomes meaningful. You have to make it happen. Normally it can happen easily, but what happened, the opposite has become the norm. Therefore you have to work against it and come to the real Shravana. People know only to hear, they don't know how to listen to. People only know how to stare, they don't know how to see. So you have to learn all these things. Normally it is said, Jnana liberates, okay? However, we are studying Upadeshasara, where it is said, Karma Yoga is Mukti Sadhana. Can you please explain? Yeah, this is a normal thing, not an issue. Karma Yoga leads to Jnana and that liberates, okay? It is a small detail you have to fill up. I was conscious of the detail when I said, I was conscious of it, but I did not say it. We have so much freedom either to say or not to say. So, because when things are clear, no doubt about it, crystal clear like daylight. Sometimes you say, sometimes you don't say. When I don't say, you have to fill in the blanks. When I say, you say, oh, it is said. You have to read the stories of Upanishads. The Upanishads, the way the stories are told, they are not stories. In our high school days, there used to be a question. Write an essay based on the following hints. So there will be hints. Aruni and Shvetaketu playing around. Father went, came back, even that will not be there. Father unhappy, and then address, like that hints, and then you have to write a story. These are 10 marks. You have to do such a thing with these Upanishadic stories. There will not be any detail, only hints, hints, hints. And Shankara fills in all the details. Therefore, when I say Karma Yoga, you get moksha. Put a small detail inside between the two. Karma Yoga leads to Jnana, which leads to moksha. It is like, you take the train and go home. But what about getting down from the train and then hiring a taxi? Oh, to included hai. Like that. Well-known story of Saraswati, wife of Mandara Mishra. This is all fiction. very unhealthy and meaningless fiction. Don't become a victim of this kind of fiction. Saraswati, wife of Mandara Mishra, this is all fiction. Okay? Asking Shankaracharya questions about Kama Shastra, it is fiction. Once I was reading Shankara Ashtottara Shatanamavali. My father was sitting and he was doing something. He asked, in that Parakaya Praveshakaya Namaha, like that there is. He asked me, because I know every word and he knows that. We were students of Sanskrit and for us that Ashtottara Shatanamavali is like murmura. Not a problem. Because we were trained like that by these Mahatmas. And so he asked me, Era, you mean to say all those namas are correct? I said, yeah. Shut up. This Parakaya Pravesha, etc. is nonsense. You don't go by all that. I recommend this to some of you who can do that. There is a book written by Sachidanandendra Saraswati Sanyami of Hole Narsipur. It is a research book, it is. It deserves 2 PhDs in Sanskrit. The name of the book is Shri Shankara Bhagavat Pada Vrittanta Sara Sarvasvaha, written in Kannada, not in Sanskrit. Translated into English by Alok Nath, that is the name I remember. A good job he has done. It is published by Motilal Banarsidas. And you purchase that book and read it. I have read it 3-4 times. There are 22 Shankara Vijayas, all in Sanskrit, 22. They are all poems and Puranas, mythological stories. None of them has historic veracity. That is what they are. But you dig up a few of them and see whether some meaningful historic account can be built around Shankara. So you read it, you will be stunned how much fiction is around. This Mandara Mishra and all that is all the story. So Mundaha, he says, Kuto Mundaha, Kuto Mundi, Galan Mundaha, this kind of thing around it is. Presenting Shankara in that kind of. So you have shaved from where? I have shaved from Gala upwards. Shankara will be like that. Is that how you want to build a story around Shankara? These Puranic stories, they are not authentic. They are all mythological, fictitious, made up stories, and they have no value at all. Quite often misleading. I did not even read fully. Shankaracharya asked for 1 month's time, went into a dead king's body, etc. Is there any account of what Saraswati asked and what Shankaracharya eventually answered? I have answered that question. It is all fiction. You don't read all that. If at all you have to read anything, you have to read that Hole Narsipur Wala book. That will be very useful reading. How to improve Vairagya? You see, it is again not improving. You put it into time again. Very conveniently. So that in 2025 you can become a Viragi. Gradually. Vairagyam is not gradualness. Everything you put into, except karma. Everything else, only karma is gradual. There is a big discussion about it in Vakyapadiya, etc. Like Ramaha Pachati, he is cooking. Now which is cooking? So he started morning 9 and up to 12 he is cooking. Now Vartamana Kala is what? Pachati Vartamana Kala. Now 3 hours how it can be Vartamana, present? So which part of it is present? How can you use lat there? Like that big discussion. Therefore, in karma there is duration and gradualness. So that applies only to karma. Time. In all other things, you should be able to come out of that time. When I say time, I mean psychological time, not the chronological time, according to which in another 10 minutes we will disperse and go to the rooms. So psychological time. You understand, I suppose, the difference between the two. Therefore, Vairagya is, it is said in this way. First you enforce it. I have to have Vairagya because Shastra tells so I have to have Vairagya. So I like it, but I should not like it, something like that. Please enforce. Now, what is the value of enforced Vairagya? It is, you can say it is useless, or you can accommodate it saying that is how it begins. You can say that. But Vairagya is seeing the uselessness of the thing. Uselessness, no. Meaninglessness of the thing. That is Vairagya. To see it is meaningless, that is Vairagya. That's it. So it has no meaning, it has no sense. It is senseless. That is Vairagya. Over. The job is over. So, there are Viragis, great Viraktas are there. For them, Vairagya comes very naturally, spontaneously it comes. And it is not enforced. In fact, they do not feel that we are Viragis. Because Vairagya is normal. Vairagya is normal and simple. That is what Vairagya is. Therefore, they do not feel we are practicing Vairagya. Suppose somebody feels that I am practicing Vairagya, so he is yet to grow. God bless him, but he is yet to grow. So you see the meaninglessness of it, the senselessness of it, keeps you away from it. That's it. I went to Manhattan. I means not the Swami, there is a story, an anecdote. I cannot say you went to Manhattan. That I cannot say like that, That is not how you make a story. Make a story by saying, I went to Manhattan. And one of the jeweler shop owners attends my class. His daughter also attends my class, interestingly, at one time. And he has a jeweler shop in Manhattan. And so I unexpectedly went to Manhattan. And I met him there. And he invited me into the jeweler's shop. And then he offered me, anything in this shop, one item is yours, take it. Then I wanted to know what is it that he is offering. I started looking. I did not find anything less, cost-wise, less than $1,000. Everything is more than $1,000. $1,000 is some small silly item. Everything is beyond $1,000. Then he reaffirmed, you can take anything, Swamiji. Don't hesitate about cost. Because I was looking at the labels. Don't bother about cost. Anything is yours. I looked at it. I said, thank you very much. I was about to walk out. Then he said, you should take something from me. You cannot go away like that. Because that is the sentiment. Then I looked, there is Starbucks. The other side. I said, give me $5. So I took $5 from him and I gave it to the Starbucks guy. And he gave me a cup of Starbucks and a cookie to go with it and some change. I said, put the change in that small bowl there. $5 is over. So, why did I not take any of those diamond things, diamond and gold? Because in my opinion, diamond is worthless. It is carbon, it is. I know what it is. It is carbon. Carbon means the soot that you find in your fireplace or the old-fashioned cooking place. That is called carbon. That is what diamond is. Only it has appeared by changing its shape. Roop badal kar aaya. It is worthless. What will you do with diamond? Then gold. Gold is what? What will you eat it or what? A cookie is more valuable than a golden chain. Because a cookie, you can use it with a cup of tea. This is how Vairagya works. Just I gave you an example. Improving Manobala. There is only one way to improve Manobala. You abide in yourself. That comes later. To begin with, there is a thing called surrender. Self-surrender, Sharanagati. Also, quite often I say there is the prime mover who moves all. You may even say which? The prime mover. Why who? Who is again could be somebody may misinterpret it. The prime mover which moves all. The outer as well as the inner. The prime mover. As your recognition of the prime mover improves, the line that separates you from the prime mover recedes further and further until a point comes when there is no line anymore. That is Aham Brahmasmi. Therefore, you be conscious of the prime mover. The river is flowing because of the prime mover outside, and the blood is flowing because of the prime mover inside. Because of the prime mover I am talking, and because of the prime mover you are listening. So you contemplate upon that. Your Manobalam will increase. That is one way of doing it. Getting... Say?
No, please.
Okay. Getting out of samsara to know the self and everlasting happiness. You see, what do you mean by getting out of samsara? You need not get out of home. If that is what you mean, you need not. You can stay at home and continue to practice the honest profession. Honest it must be. Not some dishonest profession. An honest profession, you practice it. And by doing all that, you can know yourself and you can discover everlasting happiness. You can do that. Only you have to know, or you have to know, understand. You have to understand. That is all. Jnanan mokshaha. So you have to cultivate that understanding. The viable means of acquiring that understanding is Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. You have to do that. Overcoming Ashakti. Ashakti means physical energy. Oh, Asakti, oh sorry. Overcoming Asakti, that comes under Vairagya only. So same question. Vairagya and Anasakti are one and the same. So what I said for Anasakti, Vairagya applies to Asakti also. But then it could be a little deeper or a little wider than that. So like, you see, the problem with us is, we believe that we have given birth to children. We did not give birth to children. Children were born through us. We did not bring them into this world. They came into this world through us. They are not our offspring. They are the expressions of cosmic life. And they are not our offspring. And this is the understanding. We did not bring them up. They come up. We do not educate them. They study. We do not make them grow. They grow. And so this is the truth. What I am saying is the stark truth. There is one iota of exaggeration is not there. That is the truth. And once this truth you clearly understand, then your attachment to son, daughter, etc. will come down. So you have to work on those lines. But what we do, you meet Mahatmas and use the occasion wrongly. You misuse the occasion. Go to Mahatma and say, Mahatmaji, my son is not following my word, so please do something about it. This is how you use Mahatma's shoulder to cry. So that kind of a thing you should not do. You should not do it. If you do it, you are misusing the opportunity of meeting a Mahatma. Your samsara is not going to vanish. Even if the Mahatma puts all his punya into your kitty, your samsara will continue. Because samsara is like that. It is a bottomless pit. No Mahatma can fill it. Therefore, you should not use that meeting with Mahatmas for such things. You should ask, Mahatmaji, I am already retired and this daughter, son, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, grandsons, this and that. This samsara is going on. It is almost like I am repeating the same samsara a second time. Second 2.0, samsara 2.0. Samsara 1.0 is over and retired. Now samsara 2.0, the son's samsara, daughter's samsara. So this is how it is going on. And so how should we deal with it? Like that you have to ask. So you have to ask, what is the truth of all this? Like that you have to ask. So you have to change your mindset. You don't want to bring about any such change. You want to keep everything in place. And you want to eat the cake and keep it too. That kind of a thing doesn't work. Therefore, you have to work on some of these things and come out of that asakti. So remember what I said about children. If you remember that much, you can easily come out of that asakti. Also, I can add, you don't give your thoughts to your children. You give your love to your children. Let them form their own thoughts. You give your love to your children. And finally, this is what a poet said. I am just repeating the poet I am paraphrasing in my own words. You always look into the past. The old people's habit is always looking into the past. Youngsters' habit is always looking into the future. This is called generation gap. And so you don't become a victim of all that. That's why at one time the rishis suggested vanaprastha-shrama. The rishis did not encourage this grandpa-grandchildren contest. They did not encourage it because that is samsara. So vanaprastha they suggested. So nowadays it is easy to have a vanaprastha. It was easy earlier also, but nowadays it is easy. Because already the families are nuclear families. Therefore, you need not create a nuclear family for yourself. It is already nuclear. And therefore, you can make best use of the nuclear family situation to become into a vanaprastha. Many people do that. You have to do that. Om Purnamah Purnasya